If there's one player who announced himself during the Indian home test series, it's Sarfaraz Khan. He became a fan's favourite with his aggressive style of play and playful style on the pitch. However, now we have left the subcontinent, he's been unceremoniously dropped. So why is this the case, and is it fair? Generally with Sarfaraz Khan, there's a feeling he's a very busy player of spin, and on slow tracks he's excellent. But there was just a lack of confidence in how he plays pace, and whether he can handle the fearsome Australian attack. Even when he was out of the side, despite averaging millions in domestic cricket, there was a feeling that he needs to score runs on an A tour abroad to make the team. After he scored runs in South Africa to highlight his credentials, he made the test team, and he had a pretty decent start with 100 and a few 50s. So you may have felt he's just done enough to get his chance in this test tour of Australia. However, if there's one thing we've seen with Gambia is that they like to pick players who they feel have the game to play in conditions. And they probably just felt that Jarrell's technique would stand up better against pace than Sarfaraz, and I can understand that logic. However, if I was Sarfaraz, I would think there is some logic into feeling slightly aggrieved at this, given his record in domestic cricket, and he should have at least been given a few opportunities to try and prove he can play against Australia in Australia. In his defence, there have been a lot of players who can't play the short ball well and have found ways to make runs abroad. Just look at someone like Sourav Ganguly. Potentially, with his combative nature and his unusual array of strokes, he could have put together some scores by being ultra aggressive and unorthodox. However, saying this leads me on to one of two reasons why it's probably right not to pick him. If you don't have a solid technique against pace, then any runs you score will need chance to play a greater role. And as we've seen in Australia, to win, you need to bat time and put on big scores against consistent bowling. Additionally, I do feel Sarfaraz has had the opportunity to play abroad given he doesn't play IPL, so he could have got a county cricket stint or played a bit more in other countries to improve his game, but he simply hasn't done that. So without evidence of his work abroad, it's easy for selectors to overlook him. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the horses for courses selection. I feel like it's given India the best chance to win this series versus Australia, and I do think Sarfaraz could have done more to prove his credentials abroad. But let me know what you think, and do you think that was the right selection not to pick him in the first 11? Thanks for watching.